All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been driving for about 30 minutes now, and none of the cameras were on. I was talking the entire time to blank cameras. We are currently around 6:10 of Houston as we're going to our VA appointment. This is what I'm talking about. I was talking about it earlier. There's just so many things on my mind as I get to this VA appointment, and our AI student driver is doing the work, right? So I don't have to, that's one less thing for me to worry about. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't even, so busy, I didn't even turn on the cameras. Didn't even turn on the cameras. Right now we're about 13 minutes out from our VA appointment. We've got a vision exam, probably gonna be dilated. But as you know, I wear my sunglasses at night, so I ain't scared of a little dilation. We are now on 610. We took Fort Bend West Park Tollway. We went through the construction zones of Katy, Texas. And I was just talking up a storm. Just like, oh, my camera's not blinking at me. Don't tell me I didn't turn on the cameras. And that was the case, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well, we're gonna turn this into a tight 15 instead of a long 45. And just talk about the trip. The trip was absolutely perfect. There were no disengagements. There were, it's the early morning. Like right now it's 6:30 a.m. June 3rd, 2025 on this beautiful Tuesday. We got some partly cloudy situations going on. I am going to do a little Uber after the appointment. Dilation be damned. We're gonna get some miles in that area so that we can, put it on film, put it on YouTube, show some things. But for the most part, I talked about to no one about my experience with FSD and what I'm looking forward to. We've got destination options for the VA Medical Center here in Houston, Texas. Michael E. Debakey, for those that are familiar. That was new for me. It's kind of like similar to the airport destination options. I like seeing that our Tesla AI team is doing things within the app, or the just the vehicle navigation situation, how this is going to turn into a consumer facing product. I discussed how there might be different levels of adding the vehicle to the Robotaxi fleet. Like I said, I would put Stygian 2.0 on it all the time. I would definitely be loaning it out to family members, and allowing them to get around, especially Ma. Yosh-chan, not putting the Model X on the network. At least that's what she says now. But she leaves the country for weeks at a time. The car would just be sitting there. That probably, could be making her money. Maybe not as much as if she were to assume like duties and responsibilities. I think there'll be levels, right? You could just give your car to the Tesla fleet to operate in the areas that you deem necessary, and they'll take care of it just like it was one of their own. But there's probably another option that'll give you more, what do we call it? Revenue, what does it say that? If you intend to use it like Uber, right? You intend to do the maintenance and the maintaining the charge and everything, right? So I think there'll be levels of what consumers can do when they're putting their vehicles on the fleet, and it'll scale differently based on how much interaction you want with your vehicle while it is operating on Tesla's Robotaxi fleet. The sun is a beautiful orb of glowing yellow goodness to the east there, coming right over NRG Stadium. We don't get over here enough, ladies and gentlemen. I am kind of pissed that I didn't even turn the cameras on as I left this morning. but our AI student driver kind of makes up for that. We've had a wonderful, wonderful drive. And yeah, I was probably just ranting and talking about some nonsense. I think I talked a little bit about the Tesla stock price. We got to reevaluate whether or not 4% drops is our only metric to buy TSLA, because we've had a couple of days in a row about, 3% drops. So maybe I need to start looking at it from a few days, maybe a week. What's the drop look like, and then buy Tesla regardless. So we'll do some personal growth and evaluation as we take this exit here. I think we're supposed to hit Alameda. All right. Look at us. Look at our AI student. See, I don't come over here very often, and there's been some changes due to construction and whatnot. Our AI student driver handles this like a seasoned pro. That's what I was also explaining when the cameras were off. As we were passing 99 and West Park Tollway over there in Fort Bend, there's construction. Me not driving over there and people trying to commute. People are probably a little more experienced in that area than I am when it comes to driving. So now I got to worry about not getting run over, not missing an exit, and just navigating, keeping up with the flow of traffic. If I didn't have my FSD 13.2.9 AI student driver, that would be just a headache, to say the least. Maybe exhilarating, but an unnecessary headache, especially if I take the wrong exit for some reason. So leaving it up to our AI student driver, taking over when only absolutely necessary. That's where I'm at for the foreseeable future. Like, I don't see that changing anytime soon. I know these things aren't cheap toys, ladies and gentlemen. These aren't bargain bin, dollar store toys, to say the least. But they're cheaper than a lot of people would like to believe. Especially, I would take an AI3 vehicle that costs less than $20,000 before I take any Honda, any Toyota, anything. Like, there's no chance I'm going back to the internal combustion engine for one, but even then, there's no other vehicle that does what our AI student driver can do. And technically we are, our AI student driver just made one hell of a maneuver, recognizing that it wasn't at the right turn. It sped up to get in front of the vehicle behind. It's pretty amazing, actually. Maybe a little shocking, but especially if I were driving, I might have made that same decision because of the construction that's going on over here. A lot of this is new, and maybe I wouldn't have made that exact same mistake, but our AI student driver corrected it quick, fast, and in a hurry, safely, smoothly. That's actually very human-like and impressive. But this looks totally different from when we used to stay down over here. But hey, change. I can't believe I didn't have the cameras on. I can't believe it. I could have been listening to music. I could have been doing so many other things. But driving would not have been one of them. So I also discussed that I'm pretty confident our AI student driver isn't going to hit anything. It may do some wonky things here and there, but it won't hit anything. All right, things might hit it, which, you probably want to be in the safest vehicle known to man if that is to happen, right? But with that being said, I think I would get in the back seat. I don't know what our AI student driver is thinking right now, but this is some pretty decent traffic, and it's got a lot of room in front of it right now. So this is one of those situations where I just leave it be. I probably could scoot up, but I'm gonna let our AI student driver handle this. Yeah, well, let it drive. Let it handle the situation as best it can. But yeah, I could get in the back seat. I know my safety. I'm just more concerned about these last 100 feet, being able to get to the completed destination with some level of accuracy. Like it doesn't have to be perfect every time. Just if I'm in the back seat, once I get to my destination, I get out, I need to have it ready to do whatever, whether it be patrol, go back to the house, go find a parking spot. I want that to be seamless. That would be my only reservation from no longer supervising. I'd love to see some more use of the hazards, especially when we're talking about being at destinations and things of that nature. It already uses turn signals to signal whether it wants to park and stuff. But if it's pulling over, I would love to see the hazards pop up. That's just me personally, and I'm sure they're gonna work that out, work those kinks out, things of that nature. So as we approach our destination, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, that you didn't get to see all of that beauty, but there is a silver lining. We're going to do some Uber today in the medical district area, try to be of use to our fellow man. And I just picked regular Michael E. Debakey here. I could have picked parking lot J or the north side parking lot because that's probably where I'm headed, but I didn't know which one. So I want to say it was J, but we're gonna find out here shortly. And then from now on, I would just select parking lot J as my destination when I come to the VA. But we have arrived at our destination. Oh. So can't believe I didn't turn on the cameras. That's gonna eat at me for a while, ladies and gentlemen. But no harm, no foul. There are worse things to forget. I think we have everything else that we need, and we're gonna disengage here because we don't really want to be there. We're gonna circle around. That doesn't look good. Oh shit. What's going on, boss? Yeah, just a patient eye exam. These lights? Yeah. The blue floor lights I put in, but these right here, that's how these new ones come. Yeah, this one definitely came with it. So, but the floor lamps not so much. Is there parking in here? Or? All right, boss man.